Welcome to True Incredible Stories. In today's episode, we'll meet Jeremiah Backhaus of Umbrella Forge, the blacksmith and champion of the History Channel's Forged in Fire Season 4, Episode 23, the Viking episode. Jeremiah shares some little-known behind-the-scene information about appearing on Forged in Fire. Be sure to check out the link in the description if you want to see the original Forged in Fire episode that Jeremiah won. Let us know in the comments what type of stories you would like to see.
All right, I'm Jeremiah Backhaus from Umbrella Forge. You may recognize me from History Channel's Forged in Fire. I was on Season 4, Episode 23, the Viking Edition. And today I'm here at the Covered Bridge Art Studio Tour for the Cedarburg Artist Guild. I have been forging for over 30 years. I built my first forge when I was 11 years old. And varying levels of proficiency. I just played around for the first few years. And then when I was in my 20s, I met a professional blacksmith who really took me to the next level and helped me to learn the art side of things. So these days, I get to be a full-time professional blacksmith using a coal fire, hammer and anvil, and all the old technologies to make modern-day tools.
Excellent. And how did you do in Forged in Fire?
I actually won the episode of Forged in Fire that I was on.
Wow.
It was quite the experience making axes, which I have dreamed about my entire life. Actually, my third grade teacher sent my parents a copy of a story that I wrote about making axes. So it's something that's been in my blood forever.
Wow. Wow.
If it's not too personal, want to share what you did with the prize money?
So with the prize money, I first of all, I bought a tool for my shop. I bought a variable speed grinder that was a professional level one. And then I am born and raised in the state of Alaska.
Wow.
And so I couldn't quite afford to take my whole family to Alaska, but I took my family out west to Washington State to meet my grandparents actually just before they died. So my sons got to meet my grandparents. It was a really special event. So Forged in Fire really helped with my family as well.
So what happens to the sword, your winning sword? Do you get to keep it, or did they keep it?
So after you win the episode, they keep the item that you make for the final episode. The second place person, they actually get their item sent back to them, but first place technically is owned by the History Channel at that point.
Money with the prize.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. They paid for it.
Well, I'm just curious because I watched the show. What did you think about Doug?
Doug Marcaida is a great guy. The day that I filmed, it was outside. It was 90 degrees and 90% humidity. It was awful. And with a whole crew of probably a dozen people running around, it was Doug Marcaida who personally came over and made sure we all had Gatorade and Powerade and we were staying hydrated. Doug was very cool. He took very good care of us.
He seems to be real, I don't know. He fits the role, like he reminds with the movement.
The martial arts, yeah.
Yeah. So, was he able? Was that?
So he was injured at the time,
yeah.
So he wasn't. I'm a martial artist as well,
okay.
In a different system,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was really hoping to do a little bit of training with him, which wasn't able to happen. But even what he could do offhanded was pretty impressive.
Does your martial arts fit in with forgery?
So with forging, absolutely. It's part of my story. At 11 years old, I grew up in Alaska with broken hockey sticks. My brother and I would sword fight. And finally, I got tired of losing, and so I said, forget it. I'll make them. You use them. And my dad said, it's the blacksmith who makes swords, right? And I said, okay. And so I've started making swords from then on, and now I teach historical European martial arts. So I make swords and I teach people how to use them. It absolutely fits in.
So you must have had a lot in common with that crew then.
Oh yes, David Baker. He and I were quoting obscure movies at each other. He and I are pretty nerdy together. It was fun.
Well, it was a real joy when I watched the show. I try to figure, there's a tiny little clip in there where they show where people are from.
Uh-huh.
oh, I gotta look this guy up. So then I saw that you were on here.
the tour. Yeah, a little bit different. So at the time, I didn't live here when I filmed, so I lived in a different place and used a friend's shop.
Right.
That I still use from time to time, but this is my home base, which looks a little bit different than what was on the show.
Right. If I remember right, but it could be wrong. You might have been like in the Campbellsport.
Yeah, it was Campbellsport, correct.
Like yeah, because I'm from the area too, so I'm thinking, oh, I got to go find where this guy's place is.
Sure.
So it really appreciate you spending the time to let people come in
absolutely.
And see this.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Be sure to check out this video about a modern small ship captain who sails on a historic wooden schooner actually built for the famous World War II General George Patton. And please, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.